That, okay, yeah, okay. Let's call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Here.
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 Okay, I need a motion to go into closed session?
You don't want to do pledge.
Oh, pledge? I'm not looking at my agenda, so let's hit it. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion on this closed session.
All right.
I move that the Haymarket Town Council go into a closed session pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A1, a personnel matter involving the assignment, appointment, promotion, performance, demotion, salaries, disciplining, or resignation of specific public officers, appointees, or employees of the town, specifically dealing with town council vacancy and pursuant to Virginia Code Section A8, consultation with legal counsel regarding a specific legal matter requiring the provision of legal advice by such counsel relating to a town lease agreement.
A second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Let's move on into closed session. Okay, let's come back into open session.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, I move that the council certify that in the closed session just concluded, nothing was discussed except the matter or matters, one, specifically identified in the motion to convene in closed session, and two, lawfully permitted to be discussed in a closed session under the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act as cited in that motion.
Got a motion? Got a second? Roll call vote, attestation?
Aye.
Casanello,
Yeah, aye.
Pater,
Yes.
Larson,
Yes.
Snyder,
Yes.
Ramirez.
Yes.
Okay, if there are no objections, I would say that we move as directed in that session for staff to work with legal counsel and everything else.
No objection.
Okay. Okay, we'll move on then.
I have it set up so that you don't have to take a assess which meeting, you can just keep going.
Cool. So
Invocation.
are there, we'll start with the invocation, but before we do that, are there any agenda adjustments that anybody want to recommend?
Oh, well, no, not now.
You can just step out if you want.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would suggest that we, for brevity and for time, that we allow citizens time after the invocation. We have members who are going to be speaking that have other engagements to attend to. So I would recommend we swap, let's see, number 7 with number 9 on our agenda. So-
Okay. Have we talked to Miss Heidi Wolf? Is she willing to sit around for 45 minutes? Yes? Yeah. You don't mind us changing it up a little bit?
She's good.
Okay, cool. That's good then. Then we'll start with the invocation. We have Reverend Eric Hornbuckle here from St. Thomas Anglican. Come on up.
Mayor, members of the council, fellow citizens, I bring you greetings from St. Thomas Anglican Church in neighboring Gainesville. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Let us pray. Gracious and loving God, we give you thanks for your goodness to all that you have made, especially for the blessing of living, working, and worshiping in the town of Haymarket. As we gather this evening, concerning the affairs of our town. We graciously ask for your wisdom and compassion, for integrity and courage, faithfulness and charity to members of the council and all those gathered this evening. Would you remind us of the great honor that has been granted to us, that we should represent the people of this town, and that we may be thankful and faithful in serving both you and your people. We ask your blessing upon all who are gathered here this night. In your name, amen.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. If you want, you can step down. Good. As I sift through all my paper here, right? Here we go. Okay, we're opening up citizens' time. We got a list of candidates that want to speak. What I want to do is I want to give candidates a refresher briefing. This is citizens' time, so we got 3 minutes. What we're doing is we're giving you an opportunity to introduce yourself to our constituents and kind of give an idea of what platform you stand on and what you're looking at doing in your term. Like I said, you only have 3 minutes, though. There won't be any questions asked to you or anything. So if we can start off with Bob Weir.
Boy, this looks familiar. Bob Weir, 6853 St. Paul Drive, but you all know that. I'm the fly in the ointment. Thank you for moving the agenda around. I have to cut out and go to a data center meeting. Having sat on that side of the dais with you, anybody who's a town resident, I haven't changed. Still running for re-election for the Gainesville supervisor seat. All of my priorities that I had behind that dais remain the same behind the Prince William dais. You guys know me better than anybody else when it comes to this. Transparency, fiscal responsibility, good land use planning, and making making sure that the reports jive and the information we get from staff jive, and we're doing everything in the best interest of the citizens. I did it up there. I'd like to think I'm doing it for the county, and I would appreciate your support for the next 4 years. Thank you. And that's the shortest I've ever stood up here.
Thank you.
Oh, and take these students' addresses and make sure they stay the whole meeting. If you've got to stay here, they've got to stay here.
Okay, next on the list I have Josh Thomas.
Hey, good evening. I appreciate the time. My name is Josh Thomas. I'm running for delegate here to represent all of the town of Haymarket. Just a quick little bit about me. I do want to be respectful about 3 minutes. My name is, again, Josh Thomas. I served in the Marine Corps for 5 years, deploying to Afghanistan and the Middle East. Came back here to Virginia, got my law degree at William & Mary, go Tribe, for those of you that might be thinking about going there, great school. And came up here to Prince William County where I practiced commercial real estate law, which my practice was doing really well after the pandemic. Took a little sidetrack there when all the shutdowns happened, but I noticed that while business was recovering, a lot of people were not. We have a lot of people both here in the town of Haymarket and also Western Prince William County that are still struggling to take part in the recovery. So if you know anything about me, just know that that's the reason I decided to run, is to help working families from everything from education concerns, about students with disabilities. I've heard a lot about that on the doors, making sure we're properly funding those items. Affordable housing, making sure we're putting that in the right place that serves people in the best way so we can help folks stay in our community. And also things from prescription drugs to health care. And finally, I'm also someone who stands up to make sure that you have the right to decide if and when you want to start that working family with reproductive freedom. And so I just want you to know that those are the things I'm fighting for. Working families are the reason I knock the next door and make the next phone call. I serve my country. I serve as a Marine. I serve the Commonwealth as a member of the Medical Reserve Corps during the pandemic. And now I'm asking to serve my community and serve this town in Western Prince William County as a member of the House of Delegates. So I appreciate your time and hope to earn your vote come November 7th. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the list is John Stirrup. Is he here? Later? Okay, we'll back him off then. We have Bill Wolf.
Well, good evening. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to speak today and to introduce myself to the good people of the town of Haymarket. My name is Bill Wolf, and I'm running to be the next state senator in District 30, which covers Manassas, Manassas Park, and all of western Prince William County, including the wonderful town of Haymarket. I'm a lifelong resident of Prince William County. It's where I was born and raised. It's where I'm raising my family today, my 6 wonderful kids. And it's where I know all of us love to call home. And the reason that I'm standing up and running for state senate is because I'm concerned. I'm concerned about where our Commonwealth is going, in particular in public safety. As a former law enforcement officer for over 15 years, I spent my career fighting human trafficking and child exploitation. I went on to the U.S. Department of Justice and served as Director of Human Trafficking Programs and Acting Director at the Office for Victims of Crime. And it's during that time that I saw the very real impact that it has on our young people. I saw so many lives destroyed by human traffickers, by exploiters, and we have to fight back. We need laws coming out of Richmond to make sure that our kids, our families, and our communities are safe, and we absolutely have to make sure that we are supporting our brave law enforcement officers. Every single day, brave women and men put on that uniform, they kiss their families goodbye, they go out into the community knowing that they may not return home. They're putting their lives on the lines for us, and they deserve to be backed. I'm also concerned about the rises in taxes. A lot of folks in Prince William County recently got their car tax bill. These are concerning issues for us. I recently heard a statistic that in 2023, it's costing a family about $8,000 more annually just to live the same life that they did in 2022. It is absolutely unacceptable. I stand for parents' rights because I believe that parents deserve to be involved in their children's lives, and I believe that children deserve to have their parents involved in their lives. And lastly, I stand to conserve and preserve what we have come to love about western Prince William County and the town of Haymarket, to include specifically the green areas. I'm particularly concerned about the influx of data centers. On the way driving into the town on John Marshall Highway tonight on 55, I saw the 2 data centers that are going up over there. It's an eyesore. None of us lived here or moved here because we wanted to see that in our backyards. We certainly don't want to see it next to our kids' schools, and we don't want to see it destroy our precious battlefields and other lands. And so I will fight back. I will make sure that we have the leadership in Richmond so that not one more data center goes up. We need to in the residential areas where they're going up. I'm concerned about us not having the infrastructure to support those, not having the infrastructure to support the electric vehicle mandate that's come out of Richmond in the past several years. And so these are the reasons that I'm standing, because I believe that you should be in the driver's seat of your lives. I believe that you should be the ones making the decisions that are best for your family and not the government. So I respectfully ask for your vote this year to make sure that we protect our families, protect our communities, and protect our way of life. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here tonight.
Thank you. Danica Rome.
Thank you so much for having me back here. And my name is Danica Rome. I am so grateful to represent the town of Haymarket in the Virginia General Assembly, in the House of Delegates for the last 6 years, where we have worked together on bill after bill after bill, including my bill HB 1030 that banned above ground transmission lines for the rest of this decade along the I-66 corridor right here in town, so we could send a message to the Board of County Supervisors to stop putting data centers out here in Haymarket. It was my reporting on September 10th, 2014 that revealed at Amazon as the owner of that data center off Charles Street in 55 when Dominion officials refused to tell us. I spent 9 years sitting right here covering Haymarket Town Council meetings as your local reporter for the Gainesville and the Prince William Times from 2006 to 2015, sometimes at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, where I learned a lot of what to do and a lot of what not to do from observing this council. And I took those lessons and I brought them directly to Richmond with me, which is why I worked so hard to safeguard your charter change this past year and make sure that we can even have a little bit more cleanup next year if you elect me this fall. That's why I've also prioritized making sure that we have that flyover at 15 in the railroad tracks so you have a safer commute here and one that does not end in fatality, as we saw earlier this year. I personally paid off all the school meal debt at Pace West and at Tyler Elementary on multiple occasions. I show up here constantly. You see me come before the General Assembly starts, where I make my presentation to you, and you see me come afterward. No state legislator in the 17 years since I've been a reporter or an elected official or a candidate has shown up for the town of Haymarket more than I have. And in doing so, what you will get from me in the state Senate is someone who constantly, continually shows up. I think at least 5 of y'all have my personal cell number, and if you don't, then the person next to you does. I work constantly with the town. You see me at Haymarket Day. You see me at the Christmas parades, our Christmas festival that you have here. You see me going to Giuseppe's with y'all after council meetings, sometimes before council meetings. You will see me at every graduation for Pace West, every graduation for Battlefield High School. And in 2006, my first year on the job, one of my first assignments that winter was I went to Silver Lake to go cover Dominion's proposed 155-foot high transmission line that would have cut right through this area. Had the advocates who were fighting this at the time not prevailed. And today, it's taking that same energy and it's bringing it forward to the data center fight we have now, which is why in 2017, I donated $1,000 to the Coalition to Protect Prince William. And I am continuing to this day to be the leading advocate in Richmond for keeping data centers out of our rural communities here, especially away from our parks and homes. And with your vote this fall, what you will have from me is someone who constantly shows up for the town of Haymarket, someone who knows every street and block of this town, because I have knocked doors every one of my floor campaigns throughout this town, including my first primary, and you will have accessibility in the office of the 30th District. I'm so grateful to have the invitation to rejoin you all tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, next on our list, we have Deshandra Jefferson.
And I am ready. And make sure you have that clock, because I came from Montclair to be with you guys tonight, and I'm going to squeeze out every second of my 3 minutes. My name is Deshandra Jefferson. I am the nominee, the Democratic nominee for the chair of the Prince William Board of County Supervisors. Thank you for having me today. A little bit about me. I'm a single mom. And like Danica, I started my career as a reporter. And I had the chance to cover politics and to see how politicians were passing laws and policies that benefited them rather than those that they were elected to serve. So that's how I got into politics. Also, I am a single mom, so I understand how the cost of living, the rising cost of living, is hurting working class families. I'm also a graduate of Columbia University, and I earned my master's degree from Johns Hopkins. I've spent time on the Hill working on policy, and I continue to work in policy as a public affairs consultant. But why am I running? I moved to this community 8 years ago because when I was working on the Hill, making my $2 an hour, this is what I could afford. And I found a wonderful community, a wonderful place to buy a home and for my son and I to thrive. Unfortunately, for too many residents, home ownership is out of their reach. And many people are leaving the county simply because they cannot afford it anymore. We've got rising property taxes. We have a rising car tax. We have other taxes that are hurting families. But meanwhile, just down the street, we have Amazon. And Amazon, I'll be honest, gets a lot of my money. But they don't need a subsidy from me or from this county. And I've been very clear since I started. The data centers do not belong next to homes, schools, or national parks. And we also need to make sure we're taxing them fairly and in line with neighboring jurisdictions. I am concerned about public safety. Yes, we do need more police, but we need to attack the problem at its root. We need to make sure that we have a summer jobs program and other initiatives for our at-risk youth. This is very critical to keeping kids on the right track. so that they become productive citizens, so that they become taxpayers, not tax burdens. I am also very much committed to making sure that our schools are fully funded. I got to where I am because of my education. My parents grew up in Jim Crow, Mississippi. They did not have access to the opportunities that I had. And I was not going to dishonor my family by letting those opportunities go to waste. Education is critical. And I get tired of hearing how wonderful schools are in Arlington or Loudoun or Fairfax. Why can't we in Prince William County be a leader? Why can't we be the model that others follow? I got the rap, so I'm rapping. I appreciate all the students who are here today because this is important. Get to know government, watch government, learn how government works, because you may be one of our future leaders. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you much for allowing me to come here today. And if anyone has any questions, you can check out my website, www.electichandra.com, and I'll be in the back for a few more moments. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the list, we have Kimberly Orozco.
Does she plan on coming? We switched agenda around.
Okay, we'll put her back on the bottom as well. Next on the list is Babar Latif.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, honorable council members. My name is Babar Latif. I'm the current chairman at large of the Prince William County School Board. I'm a physician locally here in Manassas and Woodbridge, ophthalmologist. I'm a public servant for the last 5 years, serving on the school board as the chair. I'm a parent of 4 children, 2 graduates of Prince William County Schools and 2 still in the schools. And I am a proud product of public schools myself, all the way from kindergarten through medical school. And I have enjoyed serving as the school board chair for the last 4 years. I feel like we've made significant success in a number of arenas. And the platform that I've run on in the past that I continue to run on is student success, safety and security, space and infrastructure, and salaries. We've made incredible progress in all those areas. In student success, we've gone from the 26th best school division in the Commonwealth under niche rankings to number 17, 9 spots in the last 4 years. And it's a significant jump, and our goal is to crack the top 10 in this next cycle. We have record scholarship dollars for our high schools, and that has increased year over year since I've been chair. And we've made commitments to improve our career and college counseling and access to opportunities for all students across the division, wherever they may reside. And then, you know, when we talk about safety and security, we've implemented security aids at every elementary school that are there full-time. We have SROs at our middle schools and high schools, and we're implementing a weapons detection system because of increased weapon carrying since the pandemic. We've built a new high school in the western part of the county, Gainesville High School, which many of you know of, and they're doing very well both in sports and academics, and we expect them to challenge and rival Battlefield and Patriot and do well with Unity Reed as well. And so we have a strong group of schools out here in the Brentsville District School. Moving on from safety and security, we're going to space and infrastructure. We talked about schools, and then salaries. In my time over the school board, we prioritized increasing salaries. We've had an issue with keeping and retaining teachers, recruiting them. We've increased salaries 30% since over the last 5 years. And we plan on continuing that level and pace of increase because we have a lot of openings with teacher shortages, and we are committed to making sure we retain all of our great teachers that are here in the county, because one of the biggest complaints I get from parents when they have an older child, their second child or third child doesn't get the teacher who their other one had, some great teachers who we've lost. And so we've made a real concerted effort at maintaining and keeping our teachers. And so what I would ask is that you consider re-electing me as chairman for another 4 years. I'm committed to making sure the Prince William County Schools becomes a destination school district. It will raise our property values. It will increase desire to move here, and we want to make sure that we have one of the best school divisions in the nation. So thank you very much. Have a great night.
Thank you. Next on our list is Carrie Rist. Okay. Following her is Jennifer Wall.
Hello, distinguished town council and members of the audience tonight. It's my pleasure to be here with you. Thank you so much for the invitation to come and talk to you a little bit. My name is Jennifer Wall. I am the current representative for the Gainesville District, which is this area of Haymarket and the whole surrounding area. I ran for election to the school board in 2019, and so this is the completion of my first term. 2 months into my term, we experienced COVID, as we all know, and so that was a defining feature of the beginning of my service as a school board member. But that's not why I ran. The purpose of why I decided to run for school board in the first place was because I'm a believer in strong public schools, and I want to do what is best for children. I know that public schools are essential if we're going to have a strong society as we bring up the rising generation, as we equip them with the tools that they need to be successful in their future lives. And our very society depends on that. So because of my belief in the importance of public education, I decided to take my volunteering to a new level and run for the school board. And I'm running for re-election for the Gainesville district. Some of the things that I've been able to do while on the school board that impact this area directly is we have a new track and a new turf field at Battlefield High School. We have a new sound system at Battlefield High School. We have a security vestibule at Tyler Elementary. We have new resurfaced tennis courts at Battlefield and will soon to be Bull Run. We have a new improved safety at the intersection for Battlefield High School at Graduation Drive and Route 15. That's a big, that is because of my efforts and listening to the community and working with leaders of the town, of the district to try to get those safety enhancements improved. Dr. Lateef mentioned that we have the opening of Gainesville High School. That's been that's helped improve things for this area as far as overcrowding is concerned. Battlefield was our most overcrowded high school. I have 3 graduates who went through Battlefield High School. My most recent just barely graduated. My 2021 graduate was my COVID child, and she experienced Battlefield at its very peak. So I have been walking the walk with people in the Gainesville district. But that's not all. I have supported the raises for teachers that Dr. Lateef mentioned. I have supported the safety and security assistance for all of our elementary schools. I led the push for the expansion of the largest expansion in recent Prince William County history for gifted services. We used to have gifted teachers that were itinerant teachers and they traveled between schools. Because of my direct advocacy, we have a gifted instructor at every single elementary school, which is increasing the number of children who are identified for gifted services, especially among our English language learner population and our economically disadvantaged populations. So those impacts, those advocacy efforts are directly impacting not just Gainesville District, but children throughout Prince William County schools. And that's because I believe in the effect of a strong public schools on every single child's future and in our neighborhoods. So with that, I will conclude, but thank you so much for allowing me to come speak with you tonight. And I am always available for a phone call or an email or an in-person meeting if you have any further questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, we got Haina Ansari. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly.
Everyone mispronounces it. It's okay. I often don't know if I should correct you or just keep moving. So I don't know if you want me to correct you or not. No, yes, maybe? It's okay?
Please.
Oh, it's Hina.
Hina.
Like the hair dye or the temporary tattoos.
Hina.
So thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you so much for putting me at the end. I am so tired with my last name always being first and always having to go first. So I was so grateful to get to watch everybody else talk, and then I got to sit quietly in the back and catch my breath. Because I've been having some respiratory issues, which is why I've got my face mask. I'm running for clerk of the court here in Prince William County, Manassas Park, and I've been almost a lifetime resident. I always feel bad saying it. We moved here when I was 2, but I feel like that's not the formative years, so it's okay. I can say I'm a lifetime Prince William County resident. I went to school here. I went to Osmond Park. I went to James Madison. That's a school you guys should consider. It's more affordable than William and Mary, unlike what Mr. Wolf was saying. But anyway, what my focus is, I would like to be the first person of color ever in the clerk of the court's office. I'm Indian. For those of you who are like, no, you're white. I get that a lot. It's okay. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I can't help it. My parents are, anyway, that's not important. They asked not to be put on the website, so But anyway, my goal is to get back to basics and to make sure that we're following the state codes, following the county policies. I don't know if you know, but in 2020, the clerk of the court's office got sued to the tune of $2 million. And while the current clerk of the court says that that's covered by taxpayer insurance, I still think it's not a good sign that you're not doing the basics of your job, that you can't get it together. But I've got 10 years of government experience, 6 years in that office, actually, as the IT manager. So I have the experience, I have the know-how. If you'll help me out, we can get moving forward. And remember, it's not a 2-year term, it's not a 4-year term, it's not a 6-year term, it's 8 years. So if we think it's going in the right direction now, great. If not, then we need to make a change. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I see Carrie Rist walked in. Give you a quick briefing. We're doing 3 minutes, just enough to introduce yourself, show face, and explain your platform.
All right. Well, thank you. Good evening. I apologize for being late, but I have a huge announcement. The Bull Run boys soccer team, I'm their head coach. We just beat Reagan, and we now have a winning season. They have not had a winning season, and I was told 11 years. So we're going to take that, but I apologize for being late. So my name is Carrie Rist. I'm running for school board chairman at large. I'm a mother. I'm an advocate. I'm a former educator, soccer coach. I live in Haymarket. We relocated here a week before COVID from the other end of the county where I lived in Triangle for 6 years. I'm currently the vice president of a federal and state contracting firm. That's my full-time job. I love my job. But I'm running for school board on 3 Ps: purpose, passion, and problems. So I went to a law school in South Korea, which is completely not normal. The school's motto was, "Why not change the world?" And I believe that in my 20s. I was an advocate, and I spent 15, 20 years working to advocate on the behalf of victims of human trafficking, religious liberty groups, North Korean refugees, Filipinos that were incarcerated, children that were incarcerated with adults. So I believe when you see something wrong, you get involved, see something, say something, do something. Purpose, passion, and problems. I believe that we have problems. I believe we should talk about problems together as a community, come together and address them. So let's talk about academics. I'm running on a platform of academics, school safety, parental voice. Simple. Academics. The current status or the current situation is that the academic SOL scores have gone down. Okay, that's fine. People say standardized testing, scores, data, look at all of it. But what is important, what I think is important, is literacy, reading. If 30% of our students are not reading, that's a problem. I believe that all students should be reading. The studies show if a student isn't reading by 3rd grade, they are 4 times more likely to drop out of school. That is not okay. Second, safety. In preparing for a debate, my team pulled all the data. Do you know that in 1 year, there were 46 threats, 24 weapons, 9 of them were handguns found in 1 year? If I take over a school board, I'm not saying that the problems are going to miraculously go away, but we need to talk about them. We need to have more town halls. We need to have more listening sessions. We need to be in the community talking and hearing from the parents and the teachers and the students. Last, parental involvement. I believe parents should be involved in what goes on at school. Let me break that down. Nothing should ever be concealed from parents. That is including conversations about gender. It's a simple matter. Parents should be included. Second, I believe, I'm a former college Division I soccer player. Biological girls should not compete against biological men. I'm running for school board on an academic excellence, safety in schools, and parental voice. You can go to my website, carrieforchair.com. Check it out. Email me. I respond to all my emails. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you, and have a good night. And I'm still excited about our win, so enjoy.
Thank you. I don't think I saw anybody else come in. On our list still is John Stirrup and Kimberly Orozco. We'll see if they pop up later. We might be able to squeeze them in. Don't want to put anybody on the spot, but in our closed session, we interviewed people to be appointed for our town council members. If they want to show face and say hi to everybody, they can. I'll start off. Matt Gallagher, did you want to say any words to the audience?
Sure. I get to go first, huh?
You're on my list first.
All righty. First of all, thank you for having me. Thank you for considering me for the role for town council. I've been a resident of the town, so to introduce myself, Matt Gallagher. I live at 6930 Jockey Club Lane here in Haymarket, and I've lived here for, just about 18 years now. So this is a town that I'm very passionate about, and something I'm really excited about this opportunity. The reason that, one of the questions that came up was, why do you want this? After, living here 18 years, why join the town council now? And to me, community service and, being a public servant is something that's very important. It was instilled in me as a youth. My father was a public servant. And through the years, that was kind of my upbringing. Make sure you are always serving your community in some way, shape, or form. And for years, I did that primarily through children's activities. I was a coach. Most notably, I was the founder of PAC 30, Cub Scout PAC 30 out of Tyler Elementary School. I've also founded Boy Scout Troop 1882 in 2012, right here in Haymarket. We wanted it, by the way, to be Troop 1799. That number, unfortunately, was taken by a troop in Centerville. So we went with the next best thing. 1882 is the year that the town was incorporated. So we chose that as a good alternate plan. So those are some of the things I've been doing. I'm also the current chair of the town's Board of Zoning Appeals. So I've always said that it's important to stay involved. One of the things I think is most critical is that as a public servant, whether that be on the town council, whether that be from the fine people that have already spoken here today, there's a common theme from everybody, and that's about listening. It's about really the importance of listening to what our constituents want and what our constituents say. And that's something I think I'm very passionate about. It's important that we're always learning. We've experienced in this town alone incredible growth. It's a very different town than when I was here 18 years ago. Right? We have the hotel, new businesses, new residential communities, all right, plus the growth that we've seen around here, just around the general area. I think it's important that we have growth. It's inevitable. We're going to have that, but we need to be smart about that as well. Right? I think that's the conversation that we all need to be having is, are we making fiscal responsible decisions? Are we listening to our constituents and what they say? I walk my dog every day. I plan on being out more to talk to the constituents to learn what they want and what everybody here in the community wants from me. Right? And that's what I bring to the table. I'm always here to listen. I'm always here to learn. And I'm always here to support whatever anybody needs. With that, I don't know if I was being timed, but I think I kept it under 3 minutes. All right. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your consideration.
Okay, thank you. Next on our list, we have Terry John. Is she still here? Hey, Terry. Don't mean to put you on the spot. I'm sure you weren't expecting this, right?
I was not expecting that, and if my face gets hot, then I'm sorry. I'm Terry John. I moved out to Green Hill Crossing in 1997. I've lived a couple of other places since then, but I moved back to Haymarket, proper in 2017. I was a single mom. I took care of raised two daughters. One graduated from Battlefield, one graduated from Brentsville High School. I also took care of my aging mother and helped her through the end of her life, and just been so busy with life things and work as a CPA. For the last 20 years, I've been working in Fairfax, so I commute a lot. 66 has not gotten any better, but now I'm really interested in doing something in the community and in the town. I love living here and love walking through the town and meeting people in the town, and that's really all I have. So, but thank you so much. Thank you for your consideration.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks for coming in. Justin Baker.
Hello, everybody. My name is Justin Baker. Nice to meet everybody. Thank you for having me here today. I just was running for town council, and I just wanted to thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to be here, and with all these heavy decisions and everything, I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be here, and hope to get your consideration to be on town council, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. And last on the list, Kevin Schneider.
I already talked to all of you guys. So I'm Kevin Schneider. Graduated from Battlefield in 2011. Been around Northern Virginia for the last 10, 12 years. Got married, started a family, and I am back in Haymarket. So it's funny how things work like that. But pretty much, if you're going to live here, I want to be involved. I currently work doing capital expenditures and budgeting, specifically for construction-related projects in Northern Virginia. I think that brings a lot of value to making sure that the money that we're spending in the community goes to the right places. Make sure that everybody here is getting some sort of ROI on anything that they're investing into the community. Outside of that, I appreciate the consideration, and thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't think I saw anybody else walk in, just in case. Kimberly or Roscoe? Nope. And of course, John Stirrup. Okay, we might be fitting them in later, but we'll move on. Are there any regular citizens out there that have any comments that they would like to make to the town council? Definitely make sure we don't exclude them. Any emails? Okay, it doesn't look like there's anybody in the audience, so we'll move on to the next agenda item then. Community Spotlight. Heidi? Finally, your turn, right?
First of all, I want to thank you. I'm going to make this somewhat interesting. I hope to. So let's just talk to the young people here. You may have heard of Key Club. Well, we are the old people of Kiwanis. And we're a new chapter here in the Haymarket, Gainesville. Big Al here just finished up the first year, our first year as our president. And we have Joe here, who is also a part of our club. Also tonight, we're getting ready to enter our second year. We have our new president here, Terry Davis. Vice president, her hubby, Carl Davis. I'm secretary, and then we have Natalie. She is our treasurer. And I'm drawing a blank on Natalie's name, even though I know King. There's the king, and there's the queen. Okay. So anyhow, just a little bit about us. One of the reasons why I joined is community involvement. I have lived in Prince William County since 1998. Took a little blip back to Fairfax, went to Fairfax County, and then came back. So I've been here for a while. And I just wanted to get involved in the community. I mean, I grew up in a small town. If you're looking for something that is no pressure, to get involved, you might consider Kiwanis. What does Kiwanis do? I'm going to look at my notes because I've only been doing this 1 year. So I know the one thing, though, is that we serve our children. And some of the ways that we've served our children is by putting in new playgrounds. We have a fund that helps them with college. We also, we're going to be a part of Haymarket Day coming up, so if anybody is going to be Haymarket Day, come visit us at the at our booth that we have. One of the other things that we support is the Cub Scouts, which Cherry is, you're going to be working with them. I don't know much about that, but she's going to be working with them. She's also going to be working with Gainesville High School as the Key Club. She's going to be supporting them. But essentially, Kiwanis has been around since 1915. Here's your history lesson. Been around since 1915. It started out in Detroit by businessmen who initially created it for networking purposes. But later, 4 years later, they decided that they wanted to do more of a community effort with a focus on children. So our mission is we're a global organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world, one child and one community at a time. And the impact that we've had every year, Kiwanis members stage more than 150 service projects, devote more than 6 million hours of service, and raise nearly $100 million for children, families, communities around the world. Kiwanis Club projects are based on the community's needs. We build playgrounds, purchase medical equipment, stuffed backpacks with school supplies, restock libraries, and much more. So if you're looking for some fun and friendship, we meet one night a month. We meet on the second Thursday of the month at 6:30 at out of the Blue Restaurant. We would love to see you if you have any questions. I have some pamphlets here if you're interested. So I think that's it. I had no problem. I can be out of here in a minute.
Any questions from the board?
Thank
Council?
you. Thank you, Heidi.
Thank you, Heidi. What's that? Yep. Yeah, candidates, if you guys are comfortable, you can leave since, but you can stay and enjoy the meeting if you want. But I'm sure a lot of you may not be interested in it. The next agenda item, we have recognition here. As mayor of the town, I felt we needed a standardized recognition program for our volunteers. And tonight we have a volunteer here who's been participating in town positions since 2011. They've been a council member, mayor, as well as others. They had to put in their resignation because they're moving out of town, and of course one of the requirements is being in town. So I'd like to recognize them for their time and involvement participating in town events and trying to get that. That is David Leake. Now with David Leake, we have his wife Susan here. We do want to recognize her since she had to sacrifice all the times that he had to put in with the town. So what I'd like to do is present this plaque for David Leake volunteering.
Thank you, sir. You bet. Sincerely appreciate it. Thank you. Hopefully I left it better than I got it, and you all will do the same. Sincerely appreciate it.
Thank you.
Are you scrambling? Okay.
Yeah. Talk soon.
Okay, next on the agenda, we got the consent agenda. We have any recommendations, pulling off any reports? Anybody want to pull off any reports? Okay, then if I could have a motion by somebody.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the Town Council approve consent agenda A 1 through 3, B 1 through 5, and C 1 through 5.
Okay, you got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. Since Alon, since I think that's your only involvement in this meeting, we don't have anything else, do we? You're allowed to leave if you want.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm, thank you.
Ohio State Saturday.
There you go.
Okay, first on the agenda list is ordinance 2023-001, tax-free weekend. Sure, there's not much of a briefing, but quick description.
Good evening, Council. So the meals tax free weekend is basically a policy we always have done, tradition we have done in the town during the Haymarket Day. The intent is with being so many visitors coming in that day for our biggest festival of the year. You know, some people, it be cold or if it's too hot, they tend to want to get out of the madness and the chaos, good chaos. But to visit some of our local restaurants, you know, with so many restaurants we do have here, we have 19 and growing in-town restaurants that, you know, give them a break for them to promote it and, you know, give them a free weekend on 2 days at least of the not having to pay that 4% meals tax. So I think we discussed it last week. And to our councilman that had a question, we did have a business roundtable, and I wanted to let you guys know that I did ask two of the restaurants that were there, and many of them were in the opinion that it's a great benefit, and they didn't see an issue with it creating, you know, that weekend free of that meals tax percentage. In fact, the biggest question was, can we promote it? And obviously, we said yes, please do so. Town Hall on our side, we will do the same. If this ordinance is passed tonight, you know, we'll make them aware of it tomorrow in preparation for that weekend.
Okay, we pretty much fully discussed it at the work session, but it's opened up for discussion.
Nope.
Nothing? If I could have a motion?
Anybody want to make a motion? All right, Mr. Mayor, I move that the Haymarket Town Council approve ordinance number 2023-001, which is part of the promotion, an ordinance to waive meals tax on October 21st through October 22nd, 2023, set by Section 42-186 of the Code of Ordinances, Town of Haymarket, Virginia, 2014, as amended, relating to food and beverages.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and second. Last chance for discussion. Okay. I can do just a regular vote.
Ordinance be a roll call.
Roll call, please.
Yanni?
Aye.
Casanello?
Aye.
Pater?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
Ramirez is left.
Okay. Next agenda item is the town council vacancy. In our closed session, we did interview some of the applicants and tossed around where we wanted to go from there. I wanted to let every applicant know we really appreciate your involvement in applying for this. You are all well-worthy candidates for this position, but of course we're stuck with making a decision on one. We will make a motion for an appointment now, which will reveal the selected candidate, but beforehand, if anybody wants to make any comments. Joe?
Sure. I just want to echo the comments. 4 great candidates. It was a real nice opportunity to get to meet everybody and have a chance to discuss the future of the town and your vision and your ideas going forward. Please don't be discouraged. I think we've got a real good bench here with some folks. I just wanted to remind you all that also, if you don't get this position, there's an election next year for town council, and there's going to be plenty of opportunity for you to run for that position, and I hope you do. I hope you engage. And there's also, I think, the town manager, you might have a chance to speak with the town manager about any other open positions currently with the town. So I would encourage you to do that. And thank you so much for taking the time to want to volunteer for the town.
Yes, thank you.
Any other comments? You good? Alexander, you're good? Okay. So if I could have a motion.
Who would like to make the motion?
I was going to say you're the motion.
Oh, okay. I'll make the motion, and then I'll be quiet. I make a motion that the town council appoint Matt Gallagher to complete the term through January 1st or December 31st? December 31st, 2024.
Second.
Okay, you got a motion and second. Roll call vote, please.
Yanni?
Aye.
Casanello?
Aye.
Pater?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
Okay, like I said, thank you all, and congratulations, Matt.
Thanks to all the candidates.
Okay, next on the agenda item is the Christmas and...
Before we, so just as a mechanical issue or administrative issue, is the clerk able to,
The clerk I could contact the clerk and they could either swear Mr. Gallagher in at the clerk's office before the next meeting, or I could arrange the clerk to come here at the November meeting and he'd be sworn in before the meeting, whichever fits
Okay.
scheduling with the clerk and Mr. Gallagher.
great, so you'll work that out. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, next agenda item, Christmas and holiday event expenses.
Yes, thank you. I just want to give a brief event update for council since we haven't had a chance just yet to talk about it this year. We have Rachel, our event coordinator, working very diligently on all of our events as well as improving them from last year and seeking out sponsorships. So this year, the town has been very fortunate, and we have received roughly $21,000 in sponsorships alone. This has been a nice bounce back from our COVID era when everything was shut down, and we didn't have a lot of businesses that were able to sponsor at that time. So we're very fortunate to have our businesses, some of them being right here in our own town, who are really looking forward to our community efforts that we're doing this year. We also have some that are out of town, and then we have some of our standard sponsors, such as Wegmans, who join us every year for our big Haymarket Day Festival. Another quick update, it is October, so we are now 19 days away from Haymarket Day. We are very busy in office with all of the final logistics on Haymarket Day. It truly takes an entirety of town staff, including the police department, to do the preparation and planning for this. We have 258 vendors joining us this year. That will probably sound like a large increase from years past, but just know that it's not as big as you would think for an increase. We do put a lot of our vendors in our nice beer gardens and kid zone areas off of the street. So those vendors are included in that grand total number. So we're looking forward to Haymarket Day, and with that, that rolls us into our Christmas and holiday celebration. Right after Haymarket Day finishes, we are tossed right into the Christmas preparations, and so we do try to do some of the work ahead of time and prepare. This year, a lot of things maintenance-wise have hit us when it comes to our Christmas event and what we have available. The last several years, we have been working with our wreaths and banners and other decor that has kind of fallen dilapidated, if you will, or is very old and no longer holds the integrity we need to put it up and have it look nice and be something that our town can be proud of. So with that, we started some purchasing in order to clean things up a bit and get it so that it's a standard we're proud of, and our streetscape is something that's welcoming for everyone who comes in, especially our out-of-town guests who are coming for shopping, eating, and staying at our hotels. So one of the things that we would like to do this year is we would like to move to a more sustainable effort of having an artificial tree for our town Christmas tree. For those of you who don't know, in years past, we have a tree that is graciously donated to us by our landscaping company, but it is a real tree. It's one that they take a lot of time and they go out and they find it, usually in West Virginia, cut it down, and then haul it into the town. So we typically pay the labor and the cost to bring the tree in, but the tree itself is donated. So with that, that's not a sustainable practice. We're also having a harder time each year finding a tree of the magnitude that we've requested in order for it to look nice and be large out on the town green. So I've started researching into trees that would be a great addition to our town, but also one that can serve us for quite some time. We were able to successfully get 2 quotes. We're having a very hard time finding a third one. We are still working on that. So tonight I'm going to talk to you about what this tree would look like, its maintenance, longevity, and then putting it up. And then I'm going to be asking council for a not to exceed amount in purchasing. I would like to just mention that our sponsorship funds. We have some of our sponsorship funds earmarked towards another Christmas project for our Nutcrackers, but about 75% of our sponsorship funds would go for this tree, and so that is the intention there. We'll talk about numbers in a minute, though. So for clarity's sake, the tree on the front of the magazine here, this is what we're looking at. For those of you in the audience, something real nice. So this would be a 18-foot tall artificial tree. Comes in 2-foot increments. So when you purchase a tree like this, the way they ship it is, well, the way they ship it, that's a different story. The way it comes is it is 2-foot round increments that stack on top of one another. They link together, and it creates essentially a little bit of a scaffolding on the inside of the tree. It takes a team of 1 or 2 people to put it up. You can climb the scaffolding on the inside as you're building it up, and you can build it completely with hand tools as long as it's under 18 feet. So 18 feet and under is completely done by a 1 to 2 man team, hand tools, your hammer, screwdriver, etc. So this is something that is doable for our staff, our maintenance team that we have here, and it is not something that we have to hire additional help or we have to go out and get additional equipment such as a bucket truck or anything of that nature to build it. These trees also come with anchoring systems, and we will evaluate the different types of anchoring mechanisms that will work best for our town green. In years past, when we have one of the real trees brought in, they usually put some concrete down in the green, and then we anchor it in that way. We can do something similar that would be more permanent and stay in that same location year after year for the same tree. The tree comes with branches that attach to the rings, so it's a powder-coated ring that comes in, and then you attach all of the branches. The branches are pre-lit as well as a full ornament package. You would put the ornaments on the branches before you hang them on the tree, or you can put all the branches on, then put the ornaments on. The goal with these trees is as you take the branches off, you should be able to leave all of the ornaments on and store them just as they are for the off season, and then it makes it easier to put them on in future seasons. The companies offer 5-year warranties on the trees. They are both supposed to withstand all of the inclement weather. We have researched that both companies have worked with areas around our local towns and jurisdictions. They have supplied Christmas decor and trees and other items for neighboring places, even as close as the Virginia Gateway Shopping Center over there in Gainesville. So a lot of the decor you see there has been supplied by one, if not both of these companies. They have been used interchangeably. The storage for the tree, they can fit inside of, a space such as this. They can go through any man door. So that's your standard door here, your front doors. You don't need a special garage door that you would have to open up and get large items through. So this all breaks apart. Both companies also offer 3-season warranty on the lights. Again, with the way they're built with the single branch system, they make it very easy for us to order replacement lights and do change outs as necessary. The maintenance in general is so long as you're taking care, putting it up and taking it down and being mindful of the lights and the ornaments, these should last us for the 5-year time. Both companies have also stated that they've had customers with good care of their tree and their product, that they last 10 to 15 years. One referenced that they've had customers' trees last as long as 20, but with our winds that we get down Washington Street, that might be a little stretch, but 10 to 15 years, we can feel confident in our tree lasting. Should we find that 18 feet is just not tall enough for the town each year, or however we would like to do it, we can purchase 2-foot increments and we can grow our tree up to 120 feet in height. I don't think the town of Haymarket needs to do that anytime soon, if ever, but that is an option should we wish to go forward with adding to our tree. They also will add the additional ornament packages and light packages. It's something that their goal and their model is to grow your tree over time so everything will match seamlessly. You'll get the same warm colored lights or cool lights if that's what you select. You won't have mix match lights on your tree. Your ornaments will be ones that are UV rated and will withstand the inclement weather as well. There is a small difference in the companies, what ornaments they offer and how they affix to the tree. There is one that outweighs the other, how they prepare the top of the ornament with a pre-drilled hole and how it affixes versus the other one with more of a standard screw on top to the ornament that can easily come apart. So that's something that we would also explore further. All in all, the trees come out to roughly the same price. There was one that had a discount, however, the discount has since expired. We'll still ask for it if we're able to, but that total would be $18,164. And then the other tree comes in right around $17,000. We have to clarify one of the ornament packages, but 17 would be the highest on that one. These trees also, as I showed you in the picture, I showed you a tree with a topper on it. So we've not had great toppers. Pass that around actually. I'm sending around a photo of the tree lit at night in Salem, Virginia. This is something very similar to what we would like to do here in front of Town Hall. But we would be getting a tree topper so that it is the appropriate size and portion to our tree. It would be a 4-foot tall, they call it starburst, but it's something that is, generic and blends well. We are looking at the ornament package of red, gold, and green to keep our traditional color palette and match with our other decor that we have in town. And we will still keep our children's trees out front. That is something that we started doing the last 6 years, where we have our preschoolers in town at our 3 schools. They come in and they make hand ornaments and decorate them. So we will continue that tradition. Those will be real trees, and we'll put those out. They stay out. Everything stays out from sometime during the week of Thanksgiving until January 6th. We don't take anything down before January 6th. If that falls on the weekend, it'll come down the week after. So that's the plan for the tree. I'm happy to answer any questions because I know that's a lot of information.
Mayor,
Yes, Tracy Lynn.
can you please circle back to how much we spend every year in the labor of putting up what we've done in the past?
Yes, so I can have Roberto pull those exact numbers, but we roughly spend anywhere from $1,000 to probably $2,000 in labor alone, but we have to rent a bucket truck now. So we've been having to rent this bucket truck or cherry picker, whatever you like to call it. We've had to rent that for the last couple of years. Usually when we rent it, we need it for a couple days in order to string our lights, the way we put our lights around the tree. Takes a little bit of time, and then the way we put our ornaments on. When we initially purchased our ornaments, that would have been 6 years ago, Christmas of 2017, and we have significantly lost a lot of them, or they have fallen and broken. So if we need to proceed forward with decorating any tree, we do need to purchase ornaments. Those usually, if we piecemeal it together through big box companies, we usually spend $2,000 to $3,000 on our ornaments alone. That's pretty standard for what we're investigating and looking at here. With the little bit taller tree, the ornament package alone is $4,000 for both trees. And that's based on their numbers of how many ornaments they would put per branch. That's 14 per branch. So that's what they classify as their medium ornamentation option.
Okay.
Lights, also one thing I want to mention on lights, these are commercial grade lights, so These are all LED. We would be looking at the warm light color, not the cool lights. And so these would be a little bit more appropriate than the residential outdoor lights that we purchase from Home Depot or Lowe's usually to make work. So the lights we're having to replace usually every 2 to 3 years for our tree, but these should last us, again, 3-season warranty on the lights.
When you gave us the estimate on the cost of the tree, were you including shipping?
So one of the companies is free shipping if you get the tree and the ornament package together. The other company charges $750 for the shipping. That was the higher price one. The higher price one, I will say, is the one that had the discount. The discount expired September 30th, but I will ask them if they would still honor it. It was a 6.5% discount.
So ideally, what would you suggest as far as your not exceed amount?
Let me talk to you about a few more numbers, if you don't mind, for 1 second. So our sponsorship money, I mentioned that we have $21,000 that have come in. Of that $21,000 and change, $5,500 of that money is for our Nutcracker Christmas sponsorship. That's separate of this. So we're left with roughly $15,000 in sponsorships, and we would like to spend that sponsorship money on this larger purchase this year. Our other vendor fees have covered us for our event expenses for all the events we've done so far: farmers market, summer concert, movie night, all of Haymarket Day, and the Christmas event, and we have some additional funds to expend. So with that, we would like to dedicate the $15,000 of our sponsorship money directly to the tree, and then we would use the other $3,500 that would still come from event fees that are collected from our vendor fees. So events would pay for this, or we can talk about options for tourism money. But I would ask for an amount not to exceed $18,500.
Above the event and sponsorship money, right?
No, in total.
In total?
So the $18,500 could 100% come from my events line item. However, if council is open to it, we could talk about some of the funding coming from our tourism line item and what this would mean for our town during the holiday season for tourists or other visitors who come in to celebrate the holidays here, who might stay across at the hotel, and how this could be a nice addition for our guests.
How much do we have in the pot? Like that one, did you?
Yeah.
How much we have budgeted? We have budgeted,
Clear definition.
And allocated for expensing on other things. So what do we have left over that we can shift?
so budgeted for the travel, the tourism is $50,000, around $50,000 is what we have budgeted from the TOT taxes.
And that's revenue budget, right?
No, that's
And
expenditure
expense?
because we have, if you remember, we have 3 gets reimbursed, 2 goes to general, and the other 3 goes to, the other
Right.
2 goes to the tourism.
And the other is the general fund.
And the rest goes into general fund? Because, yeah, we have mentioned the tree, but there's one big elephant in the room that we haven't really touched on, and that's, of course, other celebrations that happen during this holiday seasons. I would like to try to make this more inclusive.
Yes, and so maybe to clarify, one of the reasons I'm bringing the tree to the town council is because it is over my $10,000 spending limit and what our current policy is. So I'm bringing this up for discussion. Yes, we do want to be more inclusive on all of our holidays this year. So we are looking into having a nice menorah out on the town green That's something that we're working with these companies to find an outdoor rated one and one that's nice and large in size, so it's very visible from our passing vehicles. Those usually do not run over 10 grand, much like a tree would, and our other decorations that we've purchased also have not run us over our spending policy. So the reason the tree is coming tonight is because of its high dollar amount and needing to ask for approval from the town council. I can speak to.
So I'm assuming that if we allocate like the 18 grand or not to exceed 18 grand, that's specifically for the tree. That means the budget that's already been put together so that the wreaths that are going to go on the light poles, I'm assuming that's outside of the banner program. That's probably within the holiday event program, right?
So what we did this year is we've gotten rid of the wreaths, but we are reusing them. Matt had installed this spring our beautiful flower baskets. Those plants soon will be dying back for the season, and we're going to convert them over into a nice holiday basket. Therefore, we're cutting up all of our old wreaths and reusing them in partnership with the Garden Club, who's coming in and helping us design that look. Because we got rid of our wreaths, we were proactive in purchasing what we call pole wraps. So they're garland, pre-lit garland for our poles with a red bow on either side. We've ordered 40 of them. We have 88 light poles, so we're going to be staggering them so that every pole is not overly decorated. And then we have our winter banners that we put up every year. Those will also go up. So Matt is working diligently to have our inventory and then make sure that we have a nice plan schematic from one end of town to the other so that it looks very planned and seamless with our banner, our flower baskets, and our pole wraps distributed evenly. So all of that has already been acquired for this coming season and seasons to come. We won't have additional expenses there. Any other expenses that we've made so far for the Christmas event, this year we're starting a Nutcracker, I don't want to call it a theme, a program, a Nutcracker program. We are having our businesses sponsor 6-foot-tall nutcrackers, and we're going to be displaying them at the businesses with a nice tag on them stating who sponsored them. This is an effort to bring holiday cheer throughout our town, but also to do something fun for the children, a scavenger hunt to find all of them, prizes included. Adults can also participate, but we're trying to get people out and about and shopping in their community. We're trying to share this with our hotel guests who are coming in or family who might be coming to visit for the holidays. So get everybody out throughout the community, see what we have to offer, not just on our town green, but from, again, one end of town all the way to the other. So we can share with you what that looks like. We've made a couple small investments on our other holiday decor that we'll have for our Christmas event, namely things such as the seat that Santa and Mrs. Claus sit at when they come for their special visit to town to see the children. So these are some of the items that we've already worked through purchasing with the money. I can state, without getting too deep into all of the numbers, if we remove the amount for the tree, we still have a good 10 grand to spend still in our events budget. And we've already calculated out all of our Christmas event expenditures, so that's already taken out of the pot. So we did really, really well this year with our expenses, what was going out, watching what we were spending, but also a lot of interest has come in to participate in town events this year. I will say one of the biggest items that we noticed, and this is something that Roberto can speak to again, as I was out in the very beginning of the year, but having our farmers market vendors, having that tracked better, and those fees coming in for our farmers market vendors, that was a very significant change this year to our events budget in a positive manner.
Alexander?
Yes, Emily, regarding the Christmas tree.
Yes.
I understand it comes with 5-year warranty. Is that both parts and labor warranty?
Yes, that's correct. So it's a complete 5-year warranty on the tree, and then both companies stated that the response and the feedback they've received is that communities get 10+ years out of their tree. So they'll warranty it for 5, but you can expect 10.
But at the end of the day, still 5-year
Warranty,
warranty, right?
yes. Mhm.
If we're going to spend $18,500, of course, we would want it to last more than 5 years.
Yes.
Was an extended warranty an option?
Let me ask them if that's an option. I'll ask both companies. Neither one of them mentioned that it was an option, so I doubt that it is. And then we can circle back.
Thanks.
Any
Yeah,
other-
and if we can get 10 years, if you look at the life cycle, that's about $2,000 a year, and that's about what we pay for labor to, not including the bucket truck rental to put it up.
I can reach out again if council wants more data on it, but I can reach out to our landscaper and I can ask them to estimate what the tree is expense-wise that they cut down. Because I usually believe that they have to pay the property owner or the farmer that they're going to get the tree from. So I know they're saving us some expense there, and I would not think that it's very cheap to cut a tree. Usually those are 12 to 13 feet if I had to estimate.
Any other questions?
Yeah, just a couple of quick ones. So you might have said it earlier. When is your drop dead date for order, and how long is the delivery period? Are we going to get this in time?
So yes, we will. One company, it is an 8-week lead time, so we would need to get that in, if possible, tomorrow, but by the end of this week. The other company's a little bit closer to us. They're in New York, and they were pretty nice to work with. They did set one aside for us in hopes that we would go with them, but they understand our process, so we do have at least one company who reserved one.
I mean, just my opinion. It seems to me that we need to make some of these investments we haven't been making for a long time. And I think this is a really good step going forward. From my perspective, I think you're right. I think the numbers, and working with Tracy, I think the numbers show that the net present value is in the positive for us going forward on this.
And it will also make my wife happy because she's not too crazy about the trees that we put up.
You know, and I will say, it's time.
Yeah.
You know, we've grown so much as a town, and our streetscape is really looking beautiful, and I have to give all that credit to Matt, because Matt takes such great pride in his town and what he does out there. I mean, I don't know if you guys see him on the light poles and his exciting ladder that we got him, but he really takes great pride in making it look good. And so this is just the next step in the process for us to continue investing in our town and showing our businesses that we're serious about our investments.
100%.
Any comments?
There's no
Yeah,
comments.
what cap would you like to put on this, and we can put a motion or direct?
Go ahead, then, Vice.
Come on, Vice. You were taking
I was
numbers
gonna
down.
say- I was going to say, so you were recommending 18.5.
Yes.
Not to exceed.
Not to exceed. And with everything, shipping, all of that, that's reasonable in regards to, yes.
Yeah, I think we got to, does that include the $4,000?
Or the ornaments?
Ornaments?
No.
So if you put shipping and ornaments on it, I think we're looking at closer to like 23 or 24. So I think we better go on the higher
I will
side.
happily allow you to give me more, but I don't need more. No, sir. I don't need more. I did the numbers. So your tree breakdown just for 18-foot tall tree that is warm lit LED lights is one company's right around 13, the other company's right around 14. Add your ornament package, both of them are right around 4. Add your tree topper, that's another grand. So If you wanted to go to 20, you could, but both companies have told me with different discounts and different bundle rates, and one of them offering free shipping, that we shouldn't be over 18.5. If you would like to add a little wiggle room, that's acceptable. I don't foresee spending more than 18.5.
I like wiggle room. I was just
Okay.
trying to get what the financial liaisons, what kind of temperature they were at.
Joe does not want to go up to 24.
Compromise and possibly consider 20.
Okay. So I'm trying to understand the amounts here. So it sounds like the total is going to end up 21,000, 17 plus 4, 21?
No, so you should only have 17 plus 1,000, so it should only be 18,000.
Oh, I thought you said the ornaments were included.
14 with 4.
So 13
Oh,
and
13,
4.
4, okay.
And then 1 for the tree topper. So the company right now that their longevity, their maintenance, their customer service, all of the things that we're kind of analyzing is coming in at the lower price. That's the one that we would like to go with. That brings us right at 18, and they're the ones that offer no shipping charge. And that would be 18. But if you want to give a little wiggle room,
What would, if we don't get the discount?
the discount was on the other tree.
Okay.
The other tree is quoted at 18, plus you need to add $750 for shipping, plus you need to add $824 for a star. So that one is closer to the 20.
Well, is there a difference? Why are we considering the one that's more expensive? Is there a difference in the type of tree, or?
They're roughly the same. They're showing us the same ornament packages. They're showing us the same style of tree, the same color, LED lights. The one that's actually more expensive does not have as many lights per branch. So again, I'm looking at the one with the cheaper amount. The one that's more is also our 8-week lead time. They both have showed us that they have the same longevity, the maintenance, the care, the standard, the ratings.
Okay, so with the 18.5, you're giving yourself $500 buffer, speak, right?
Yes.
So,
But if you would feel more comfortable going to 20, calling it even, I will challenge to spend under 18.
I was just going to say, I feel we wouldn't necessarily spend it.
No. We would have no intentions to spend it. We would try to still go with our lower price and spend it 18.
I think we're in a spot to absorb $2,000.
Yeah.
I think we're okay.
Why don't you make a motion?
Okay. I'm like, I'm nervous. I guess the wording is where I would struggle just a little bit. I'd make the motion that we offer staff to pursue with a not over amount of $20,000 for the Christmas tree purchase.
And ornaments.
And ornaments.
And tree topper.
And tree topper and shipping and all the things.
second.
Okay.
Thank you.
So in a matter of speaking, the motion and the second is we give town manager authorization to spend this amount up to this amount.
Not exceeding.
Not to exceed.
Otherwise, she has to come back to council.
Okay, since it's money, you know I like to round it, so a roll call vote.
Vianney,
Aye.
Casanova,
Yes?
Baker,
Yes.
Snyder.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. That leaves us up to council member time. Start off with Vice Mayor Pater.
Thank you. So first and foremost, I'd like to say thank you to all of our candidates. So I appreciate you coming in and showing an interest in serving. We had the Crossroads Art Alliance grand opening yesterday at the museum. It was a wonderful event. It was really, I'm very excited about this pilot program. And based on everything we saw yesterday, it's going to be a huge success. We did have our business roundtable meeting. I was very excited to see the number of businesses that are wanting to participate in our Nutcracker program. So that will be lots of fun to see. And then last but not least, I am very excited about Haymarket Day, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Baiane.
Nothing to add today.
Okay, Councilmember Passanello.
I like the questions on the finance, though. They're really good. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, Matt, congratulations. We'll see you on November 6th. Right, November 6th, our next meeting. And I wanted to say thank you to Terry, who has left, and Kevin, and I think Justin is still here. Thank you guys very much for wanting to get involved, and I hope you stay involved and seek some of these other positions that may be open, and think about next year as well. Really was impressed by the interviewees. Did a great job, everybody. Made the decision very hard. Also want to thank our other major candidates for participating in this event tonight. Matter of fact, that looks like one of our previous members is walking back in the room here. It's good to see him again. We're doing council member time. And I was thanking all the candidates for participating. I personally liked it. I think it went very well. Everybody was on their best behavior, and we heard a lot of good ideas. So I was really happy about that. Next work session, I'd like to put on the agenda a discussion about transportation and transportation improvements. To talk a little bit more about giving chief and some more resources to kind of combat some of the things that are going on. So I'm putting that out there for the work session. And finally, today is...
Could I interrupt you? Point of information?
Oh, please go ahead.
Traffic safety or other issues?
Yeah, traffic safety.
Okay.
Traffic safety, pedestrian safety, things of that nature.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole gamut. Because it is a public safety issue. And finally, it's October 2nd. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and just want to remind everybody to do your screening. That's very important, and that's all for tonight.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Schneider.
Sure, it was interesting to see the candidates speak with all the students we had. And kudos to many students left. Good job.
That's right.
So
The long
much credit
lasters.
to your, we'll be happy to do a proof of attendance photo after this. So, talked with town manager about our Hometown Heroes banner program and whether or not we want to offer purchase again. That was a staffing issue by our prior clerk, or our prior clerk had initiated that. We had an Eagle Scout that sponsored it. But we do have those, to include mine. My banner was damaged. So if we wanted to offer that again, but Emily had asked that I bring it up as either a work session item next month. We can discuss if we want to put resources into that. There may not be enough time to turn it around before Veterans Day, but something to, I was getting some questions from the community about getting family members put up on the banners. Good. So another thing, I'm getting a lot of questions lately about all the developments happening in town. Because to quote some pop culture lately, you guys been watching Ted Lasso? And the Emerson quote, the Dart scene where he talks about, the quote saying, "Be curious, not judgmental." And so I think a lot of people were making assumptions about decisions around town. Last month when we were talking about the Park House, we got a lot of questions about the differences between that decision and the decision about the firehouse. Be curious. Ask questions why those decisions were made. Ask questions why the buildings look the way they do on the eastern end, or the western end of town. Be curious about how the decisions were made, the thoughts that were put into the policies, the ordinances, all the criteria that goes into the things, and certainly the mentality of the priorities of the council at the time. We have staff, we have our liaisons, we have a lot of people that can provide us the background and information so people understand why we made the decisions that we made, especially with the data centers that are coming in on the east end of town. So those are my comments for this evening. Thanks.
And my turn.
Excuse me, Mayor.
Yes.
I know that Mary had to excuse herself, but could I ask on her behalf about the Youth and Government Program and an update, please? Thank you.
Free.
Thank you. So just a quick update. We've had 13 applicants apply for our Youth and Government program, so we are accepting all 13 of our applicants. If anybody is listening and might still be interested, we do have, I believe it would be 4 more spots available. So if you get your application in, we can make it work. You have to be 6th through 8th grade.
See 2 of them right out there.
So we have 13 people who are going to participate with us. That'll start on October 16th, and it'll be the 4 Mondays, so October 16th, and then the following 3 Mondays. So we are excited. Mary's very excited to be starting this up. We'll be sending out the welcome packet this week to the applicants, letting them know that they've been accepted in, and we look forward to working with them.
Thank you.
Okay. For me, I did have the talk with the mayor at the farmers market this Sunday. Got some good conversation with some people. Definitely had a strong conversation with Carlos Calat, the American Legion head. Hopefully we can get them involved with some stuff. I relayed that information to the town manager. I do plan on doing the Mayor's Walk this Saturday, 9 o'clock. Again, I appreciate all the applicants to take the appointed council member seat. Like I said, their credentials were great. It was a very tough decision. And I thank you all. And on that ending,
Make a motion.
do I got a motion? I got a motion to adjourn. Any second?
Second.
Motion, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Let's end this meeting.